Welcome to the France 24 Observers. This show is based on our network of observers. They're ordinary people who tell us what's going on where they are and send in photos and videos to document it. We check everything here in Paris and bring the best to you. We begin today in Spain, where the economic crisis is having a staggering human cost. Unemployment has reached 24.6%. That is nearly 1 in every 4 Spanish workers, and twice the European average. Our first observer today is Juan José Sancho, one of the millions of Spaniards who has lost his job. He decided to do something about it. When he saw a field belonging to the Spanish state that was lying unused, he took matters into his own hands.
Las Torquillas is a military zone that belongs to the army. They don't need all 1,000 hectares to raise their horses, so my comrades and I decided to occupy some of the land. It's our way to fight the unemployment that's ravaging Andalusia. The idea was to take over the land and start working it, set up an organic farm that would benefit everyone. At first, the crops would be for our own subsistence, but later the idea was to sell them at the market. We set up a kitchen and a camp so some of us could spend the night. Just next to the kitchen, we put up a notice board with a daily schedule. Who was working when, who was sleeping, the hours for the shower, that sort of thing. In the evenings, when the sun goes down and it gets cooler, we had meetings to discuss how things were going and what we planned to do next. But then, one Wednesday morning, the police came to break up the camp. But we're not going to give up. We're going to come back again to occupy Las Torquillas. At the beginning, people thought we were crazy. But crazy people only do crazy things. Dreaming of a better world where there's no poverty, that's not crazy.
Next up, a fashion update from Ivory Coast in West Africa. The latest look in the nightclubs of Abidjan is low-cut jeans, those super low-cut jeans that leave little to the imagination. Our observer Sui Kaofi has been talking to the women who wear them.
A few years ago, we had something called Bubaraba style, a dance for women with a well-developed rear end. Then we had the kitata, or smaller women who still knew how to move it. And now there's a low-cut jeans style. It's inspired a type of music in Ivory Coast. All the singers are singing it. It's made low-cut jeans a huge craze. The problem with low-cut jeans is that young women wear them with no sense of decorum, if you like. They wear them just so they can show off their underwear. I went to talk to some of these women in Abidjan. I was amazed by what some of them told me. They know exactly what they're doing. They know just how shocking it is, but they say it's their thing, it's their moment, the way they feel. I've seen older women on television, mothers, saying how terrible these jeans are. The mothers say sexiness isn't about letting it all hang out, but about covering up and leaving something to the imagination. They say showing your drawers isn't the way to be sexy.
Now for some other stories and images sent in by our observers. First up, northwestern Iran, an area near the border with Azerbaijan that was hit by twin earthquakes on August 11th. More than 300 people were killed and thousands left homeless. Our observer Sagi Lagay went to the region to see how she could help. She was amazed by the reception she and other helpers were given. The locals, who had just lost everything they had, were embarrassed that they couldn't give the visitors a proper welcome, because their houses had been destroyed. Next up, Provo in the US state of Utah, and an electronic road sign that reads, "Follow Detour, God hates gays." Local resident Annie Fruin couldn't believe it when she saw it, so she doubled back and took this video and posted it online. The authorities say someone, they don't know who, tampered with the sign's computer, which had been left unsecured. It won't happen again, they say. Last stop, Shenyang in southern China, and a story sent in by our observer Su Suan. Imagine a city the size of Madrid, shut down because of a few posts on the internet. That's what happened in Shenyang. Posts on Weibo, the Chinese version of Twitter, said the authorities were about to crack down on small businesses, levying huge fines to raise money for next year's China National Games. Virtually all of the city's small businesses closed shop. Despite official denials of a crackdown on the city's own Weibo page, of course, many of the shops stayed shuttered for days. That's it for this week. As always, you can find more reports from our observers on our website, on our Facebook and Twitter pages, and on our iPhone app. See you next time.